Well, welcome once again to Theater. Or otherwise, this is a short one again. I'll be doggone. Well, anyway, I've got a couple for you today. Though we haven't talked for a while, but still I have a couple for you anyway to make up for it. These are my two favorites. What did they get busted for? And I'll start off with one of my favorites here. Of course, everything's my favorites anyway, so I'm easy to get along with. But anyway, there's a scientist guy, right? And he's out and he's working and he's putting in, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he's not having any fun. He's been working at this for, the longest time. Well, finally he comes up and he decides to himself, says, if there was two of me, I could probably get a lot more done and have some free time. I'd like to go camping, play a little golf, maybe even meet a girlfriend or something, who knows. So he does that. He takes, a little piece of his whatever is there and puts it in, the old clone making machine there, and he pops out a clone of himself. Well, lo and behold, he's getting twice as much work done. Everything's fine. He decides, that he's all caught up. Well, he could take a little vacation and let the clone just kind of run things while he's gone. So he takes off and he's on his vacation, and he's having a good time. But what he doesn't know is the clone starts to go a little goofy and starts running around the place and, exposing himself, shaking his genitalia, all the secretaries and the other lady scientists and everything, just kind of, just doing a bunch of just obscene things all over the place, And this cat, he kind of hears about it through the grapevine that he's gone goofy. So he's got to get back and kind of like clear up his name, So he's rushing back, to the place, and he hears more and more bad stuff. He gets nothing but nasty email now, about all the things that he's done, as far as exposing himself to colleagues, and everything else. Just being nasty all thing, right? So he finally gets down to the plant, and he gets himself in. He runs up to where the clone is there, and he catches the clone in the act of exposing himself once again and shaking his genitalia. The poor, janitor lady out there was just trying to do her job. How bad that could be there on the job, having somebody shake their genitalia at you. Well, the clone sees it now. The clone, he just kind of freaks out, because says, uh-oh, I'm in big trouble now. So he tries to run away. So he's running down the hall, and the scientist is chasing him, right? And they're going down this hall, and they're going down this hall, and finally they hit the stairwell. And they're going up, and they're going up. Finally they get up to the roof, of the scientist building there. And the scientist catches his clone there and takes him to the edge, and he throws him off. What did he get arrested for? You got it. He made an obscene clone fall. And I'm sorry about that. And I'm sorry to take you through all of this here. But this one here is one that I heard driving into work one day listening to the old Alex Bennett show. And, sometimes a joke just kind of, you hear it once, it just kind of, glues into the side of your mind. But you don't have a mind like I got, My mind is definitely my own. So however it comes out will be definitely maybe a little different than the way old AB had mentioned it up there. So, I got this brother. You'll probably hear about him in the next show or the show more, because he is a pretty bizarre brother. Well, he is a scientist. Well, one day, no, he wasn't the scientist in the last story, or I would have told you that. He's a marine biologist, and he heard about this island out in the Pacific someplace that had these porpoises that just live forever. Just, wow! Can you imagine that? Maybe that's something that could, benefit mankind. I don't know why, he'd want to, but hey, everybody's got their own quirks about this thing. So, he hears about it from sources, and he finds the natives and everything that know what island that these forever living porpoises lived on. So he goes and finds the island, after months and months. Of course, I could really stretch this out, but I only want to take up a little bit of your time there. So, he finally gets on the island there, and on the island he finds this lagoon. And in the lagoon is these beautiful porpoises. And natives all around there know that none of these porpoises has ever died. They're all the original, and they just, whatever calves they have, just go out to sea, and there's just the old ones, the wise ones, well, they're so old that they can communicate with the natives. Well, lo and behold, I don't know, maybe, scientists are, brought a little extra germ that nobody was quite used to on the island, and the immortal porpoises got sick. Man, they was getting icky old spots all over them, and just looking pretty ugly. In fact, they was even kind of looking pinkish. Wow, this is just made to the scientist. And he knows that he's got to find some kind of cure. Well, he learns that there is a rookery of seagulls, on the other side of the island. And there he could get some of the, eggs and stuff, and make, one of those egg serums that could help the porpoises, because they're kind of croaking over there. Probably, like I said, from something that he brought in, So he goes over there and he figures, he's going to grab a couple of the seagulls, and bring them over so he gets, real bright, fresh eggs and everything, so it could help him in, his beautiful eggs here. Well, he's going over the island, climbing up over the top of it, right? Got to get down the other side where the rookery is. Yeah, and he gets to the top and he sees this huge, humongous lion. Just this stately, like sphinx-sitting type of lion there, just, like a statue in front of a library, just frozen there. Kind of asleep, he thinks. So, decides, well, I'll slowly step over this lion, and I'll go down the other side, and I can get those gulls. So he slowly steps over the lion. Lion doesn't wake up. Lion doesn't stir or nothing, right? And he just goes down the other side there, right? So he starts grabbing these gulls, popping them in the bags there. He's got 5, 6 gulls now. And he's coming back up the other side, and there's the lion, still sitting there, not moving at all. So, figures, well, I did it once, so I can do it again. Ain't gonna be no problems with this. So, slowly he steps over the lion, and he gets arrested. Do you know what he got arrested for? For the transportation of gulls across the stately lion for immortal porpoises. I'm terribly sorry about that, but hey, you know how it goes. But once again, this is the California bear, probably one of 10,000 California bears out there, but we definitely like to think of us as kin to Indiana Jones. But peace, love, harmony, and where is that off button? That's the hard part on these things. We're still